Welcome to 719 News. I'm Elizabeth Silva.
And I'm Garrett Kelly.
We weren't able to film at the studio because of everything that's going on right now, but we have figured out a way to do it remotely at home with Zoom. No, this is not sponsored.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, and anyway, so we're so excited to show you the second episode of 719 News. People have done so many great things this winter, and it deserves to be shown.
From all aspects of arts, sports, and academic and clubs such as festivals, ski and memory projects, and so many more.
A current event that just happened that the whole junior class comes together for is the senior class elections.
The elections are so interesting to hear about and so much fun because lots of people are involved, and I love seeing all the unique posters spread across the school.
Yes, so let's check it out and let's see what they all had to say about the class elections and what they're all about. Video edited by Kenny Goodwin.
Basically, a lot of people have been signing up for different positions. There's 4 of them, class president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary. And so most of the kids that run have been involved in the school and hope to do good for the class.
So I think the class elections bring everyone together because it's basically an opportunity for the entire grade to rally behind 4 candidates who will basically represent them all of senior year and will make all the important decisions for them.
I think it brings us all together because we can just come together to get one leader, so we all have the same person in charge for the last year of high school that we have together.
I'm definitely learning perseverance and people skills because to win this election I have to talk to a bunch of people that I wouldn't necessarily talk to on a normal basis. And as I talk to these people, I'm learning that some of these people are actually great people to know. And so it's just a nice experience.
Well, obviously public speaking is one that's huge. So that's something that will help me in the future for sure. And I think just planning out what you would think someone else would like to hear from you about, how to convince someone that you are the best candidate for something that will help them in the future.
So working with other people, 100%. My other class reps over there being loud in the room. Yeah, I definitely learned to work with them a lot, and also I think it's important because I have to get to know them because any one of them could be my other co-officers if I do win.
So it's actually been really fun because all of our friends are running, and it's also been competitive, but at the end of the day, there's always going to be competition when there's an election. It was fun making the posters. I've definitely been working on my speech. I think it's coming out really well. And yeah, the posters have been good, and I'm excited for the speech.
Enjoy senior week and planning prom and stuff like that. Being a class advisor, you get to be heavily involved with things like planning events and proms and fundraisers and stuff like that, and looking at venues and that's I love planning events, so I'm really looking forward to that if I get elected.
I'm definitely looking forward to kind of the final stretch because high school has been stressful, grades, thinking of college, and once you get to senior year, it's kind of like the final stretch. You can finally enjoy high school instead of getting lost in all the little details.
Just class reps in general has been an awesome experience, and I've gotten so close to all the kids.
For next year, I'm looking to just have the most memorable experiences like prom and senior banquet. I want it to be cheap for everyone. I want it to be affordable, so hopefully we'll be able to do a lot of fundraisers for that. Overall, I just want people to be able to say that they had a great senior year at Chelmsford High School.
The election isn't just about a competition. It brings the class together, and candidates learn more about themselves and about their classmates. It was going to be a close race to the end, and I know it's going to be a great year next year with the class officers.
And I'm really glad that my mentor, Jackie, was elected class secretary, but everyone else who ran for positions would be great officers.
Let's go on to our club stories. One club that does so much in CHS and beyond is Lime. They lead so many different events, and one that happened recently was In Tune, a beloved concert with teachers and student performers. Let's roll into it. Edited by Sophie Boucher.
LIME is an extracurricular club here at CHS. LIME stands for Leadership in Motion Everywhere.
I joined LIME my sophomore year of high school, And when I joined, I was this shy little sophomore. And Lyme has just had such a profound impact on my confidence level that I have also seen in current members of Lyme. Because so many people come to Lyme and they're so shy, and then they start participating, running committees, and it's just crazy to see how much it affects everyone else.
I started in freshman year, and we started by always having committees for any events that we ran. So we would divide the club into different committees, and then each committee would work together to figure out or solve their problem that they had to do for this event, and then everyone would end up coming together. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities for our students, even people outside of CHS, but a lot of our funds from the events that we run go to charities.
Miss Leary, my co-advisor, and I, we try to work on mentoring the kids to be able to take on the leadership process. We do some demonstration of leadership at the very beginning of the year, running meetings and letting the kids know how they can organize an activity. But then pretty quickly we try to get the kids involved on their own, so that way they can be the ones that are making the decisions, calling the meetings, organizing committees, running with their peers to get tasks done.
My favorite part is seeing when the work we've put in to make something really pays off in the community. And so recently we did In Tune, and just seeing all the audience members there was really a good feeling to see that your work went to something.
So In Tune is one of our bigger events that Lyme runs. It is basically just a musical showcase, and we really reach out to the people that you wouldn't normally see in the music group. So like, there are some theater guild people who do it, there are some band people that do it, but like, we're really looking for those people who like wouldn't get up on stage otherwise. And we also have teacher participation too, which is super awesome to get to see your teachers do stuff like that.
The idea was to make a musical showcase. We didn't want just a talent show, although the talent is extraordinary. We wanted a musical showcase, something to celebrate the arts and to celebrate good music. I think one of the things that makes In Tune lovable is it's not a competition, there's not an award, it's simply play good music, enjoy the night, clap, celebrate, dance, sing, revel in good song, and I think that that's what makes it really nice.
Yeah, In Tune was a blast. Lyme is such a great club, and it touches so many hearts with all the students. Another great club this year is ASL, or known as the American Sign Language Club. I'm not really much of a professional when it comes to sign language, but I'm glad that there's people doing something like this. Let's see what the club has to say. Segment producer Haley Ruscio.
Hello, my name is Abby, A-B-B-E-Y, Dick, D-I-C-K.
My name is L-I-L-L-Y, Lily.
Hi, my name is Allie.
My name is Megan.
Hi, my name is L-I-Z, Liz.
ASL is American Sign Language.
American Sign Language is the official sign language for deaf people across the United States.
The way to communicate with your hands, if you're deaf or if you're mute, or if you just feel like learning the language.
Some misconceptions about it is that it is just miming, that you're just finding a word and acting it out. It's not really that. It is its own language with its own grammar and its own structure. I decided to start the ASL club because I was taking classes myself, and ASL is not something you can study by yourself in isolation. You really need to have interaction with other people. So very selfishly, I thought I can practice for at least an hour a week if I start some sort of club.
I've decided to join the ASL club because my uncle is currently hard of hearing, and I think it's just nice that I can communicate with him.
I've always been interested in ASL because it's different from other languages.
I'm born deaf, so I knew sign language as a baby, and I've always wanted to expand on that.
What we do at a typical meeting, we usually sign in, get snacks, and then we usually go over like what we know already, and then we build off on that with new things.
We sometimes do like fun quizzes and games to quiz each other, but it's pretty low-key and it's just fun.
I think ASL is important to learn because you never know if like a family member or a friend is like hard of hearing or like deaf, and I think it's good to communicate just as like
as any other language.
It's important to like include people in certain stuff, and ASL allows us to communicate with people who can't really talk.
ASL helps people to consider what people with disabilities have to go through in terms of finding ways to communicate that many people just take for granted.
Knowing the background and the history of sign language and being able to communicate with people from like the deaf culture is just like a blessing.
I think it's a good skill to learn to take the ASL club because it's just like any other language, plus it's easy and you never know, you might need it one day.
I think people should join because it's fun and learning something different.
So the ASL classes for next year, they are hoping to hire an ASL teacher who will teach ASL classes that can be taken for credit, or they can also be taken for electives. So they're going to be open for absolutely everybody. This is an incredibly exciting opportunity for Chelmsford that other school districts are starting to bring in ASL as a third or fourth language that they offer. But when this happens, it will really put our global language program on the map as doing something really innovative to help the community.
The ASL Club has created a new community in CHS, and so many people love it. I want to learn more sign language, but I can sign my name. All right, you ready for this? Okay, so ELIZABETH.
Cool. I can try it.
Oh my gosh, Garrett.
No. Just that horrible at it. Should probably join ASL to learn.
Yes, you should. We could do it together. So even though I'm already a pro. All right, so moving on. ASL is just one aspect of diversity we have here at CHS. As you know, diversity is very important to me, and it's important to so many at CHS. This next segment is about different events that foster diversity in high school, highlighting the new ELL program, the Mentor Program. I had the honor of being segment producer.
I think that diversity at Chelmsford High School is so important and such an asset to this school. And that, to me, is what makes this school a truly special place. I feel like everyone takes care of each other and is a friend to each other, regardless of what might be a perceived difference.
We want to really make our footprint larger. We need to bring another world language into the building. We only have 2 currently. And as well as start doing some exchange programs. My wife, who grew up in Chelmsford, she had Erdley. He was an exchange student who came from New Zealand. And so they still keep in contact. And that's been 40 years now with the family. So you can have those long-lasting contacts and connections, and that only helps everyone.
So we have a variety of opportunities for students, all students, to get involved. So we have the Melting Pot Club here at Chelmsford High School. We have a potluck dinner every year as well, where our families actually get together with all of the students as well. What's really exciting this year is we have a mentor program for all of our ELL students, not just our 9th graders, but all of our ELL students and our incoming students.
We have a group of 11 seniors who have been chosen to work with our students who are in the ELL room.
Our program is more based on trying to just make connections and communicate with these students as much as possible.
I was a part of the ELL program when I was in elementary school. It really made it easier to connect with these students that are coming in now.
My mom's an ELL teacher, so I've met a lot of her students and been involved and understand what her job entails and what the students have to go through.
We believe in the philosophy that you can make a really big place feel smaller and more inclusive by forming relationships right off the bat.
And that they belong here, and being a part of that program really, really helped me understand that I wasn't the outcast, I was just learning something new, and as are they, and that's difficult.
It's personally created like a lot of respect. Like myself, I respect these students a lot.
When you are a traditional mentor, it's more of just, I'm gonna be your role model. ELL, being an ELL mentor is like, I'm gonna be your friend.
There are so many opportunities to spread diversity around the school, and the ELL Mentor Program is really creating such a great community with everyone around CHS.
Next up is sports. This season was a great one. And one team that had so much fun this winter season was ski team.
And we had so much fun interviewing them. Even though it was very cold outside at Neshoba, we had to pile up on our clothes, and it was very fun to go out there.
And yeah, it was my dream to become an Eskimo, and my dream came true.
All right, Elizabeth, we got it. We interviewed the captains, the members of the team, and the coach, King. Let's go on to Neshoba, edited by Jamie Garber.
I'm with Ben and Alex, both of the captains on the ski team. And so what does it mean to be captain?
So as a captain, we help the team get organized. Like when we're starting practice, we make sure everybody knows what lane we're on, and then we make sure everybody's doing all right at their ski, and we give them advice if we see them come down the course.
We have a lot of new freshmen this year that come from a lot of different backgrounds and experiences. So our top racer is actually a freshman, which has been really exciting. But also we have some people who are really new to skiing in general, not even racing. So getting to see them learn the technique and then learn how to hit gates and then actually be racing.
Like for you to be on the ski team?
It's a lot of fun. I always skied recreationally as a kid, so being able to race in high school has been fun.
Skiing, it's really special because you can do it both competitively and just in your free time.
How do you make sure that everyone is learning at the same pace? Or
we're pushing them to go as fast as they can. We give them technique, and we give them, we do a lot of videotaping. We do timing. We give them things to work on. And as we look at their timing, each practice, and even throughout the practice, kids get better and better, and the times get faster as the practice goes on because they're thinking about the tips that we're giving them.
It's pretty much just everybody is in a progression to get down the technique. There's sort of one technique to it, and as you go through, like I can give tips to everybody about how to get there. The coaches talk to everybody. You see everybody's run as they go down.
Some of them are faster than others, you know?
But as we're going through, really you just want to find your style and see what's comfortable for you. So sometimes you are your biggest, benefit.
how do you feel?
Yeah, those kids, I told them, the ones that are up there, I told them to jump off. No, anytime. My kids are down there.
What's your best moment so far besides the race?
Like I love hanging out with the team. I love going to team dinners, like just little stuff like that. I just love it.
We have a lot of team dinners. The kids, it's a great group of kids. They've all become friends, and it's more obviously every sport they can do. Lacrosse, football, swimming. The kids at Chelmsford High School are great to each other, and being on a sports team is more than just a high school.
The ski team doesn't care about the number score, only about having fun, and the team is so close because of the atmosphere that the captains and the coaches create. Next up, we have our academics. It's March, so that means it's Science Month. So we wanted to highlight our amazing science program at CHS. The next pack is all about biotech, video edited by Jamie Garber.
So biotech is a field, it's a relatively new field in this whole science industry, and it's basically combining biology with new technologies.
Biotech is a lab-based class where we perform a whole bunch of experiments to figure out a problem.
It contains aspects of biology, chemistry, and a lot of technical things that you have to do. We use a lot of machines that have to be designed. I like using my hands to do stuff, and none of the other classes I've ever taken had stuff like that. Even other science classes never really had all lab-based work.
Biotech 2, which is new this year, is looking at more solving real-world problems. So we looked at differences in proteins and problems within the different genes and things like that for muscular dystrophy this year. So we're looking at more how you can apply the different skills you learned in Biotech 1 in Biotech 2.
All the labs and working with my group, they were all so fun and I learned so much. Basically our labs built on each other, so all your labs are little steps.
Everything we've done in class is used in what biotech companies do in college research labs. Everything you learn here is what you're going to be doing in the actual field.
I think I've learned a lot about how to attack different biological problems, because you hear a lot about all these different advancements that have been made for years now, especially in a new field such as biotech. But we really were able to take a problem that Mrs. Kelly has been working on for years now at UMass Lowell and learned how to solve that problem, how to run and apply different things we learned in Biotech 1 and how to use that to make new advancements and learn new things.
So that panel discussion invited different people from the industry, as well as a couple college students who are studying biology now and working with researchers at their university. And that panel discussion allowed kids from Biotech 1 and Biotech 2 to ask questions about what's it like being in the biotech industry, what do you do, and then we presented our scientific posters that we had created for this class. And then all the people who were on the panel went around and they gave us grades and advice on our posters.
The event was awesome because the 6 guests that we had were from all different backgrounds, so you could see really anyone can get into this, and different ages. I'd say it helped me by it really solidified my love for it and that I really want to do it.
I think it was really interesting because there was a girl that was maybe 3 years ahead of me, so I was like, oh, that's where I could be a few years from now, kind of learning about biology. She was also going to be a biology major, but then there was someone with a PhD, and that's kind of where I want to be in the future. So it was kind of looking at all the steps of my path down the future and kind of seeing at each point where you should be and also what you can achieve at that point.
So I took biotech because I took Biotech 1 and I really liked how many labs we did and I liked just being able to do science, and I want to study a field similar to biology when I go into college next year. So Biotech 2 was really a good place for me to learn some basic lab skills.
Over the years I'm becoming more increasingly involved in the biological field, and I want to go into biology for college, and biotech is really the only class that I've taken in CHS that is more of an application of what we've been learning for years now. So being able to have a hands-on experience of what I want to do in the future and looking at solving medical problems has been really interesting.
After interviewing the students and watching the video, I learned so much about biotech and how much of an impact it has made on so many. And I hope you did too. This transitions us into our art segments. The first one is about the memory project. In our art project, where art students draw pictures of orphans that are sent to them. Well, I will let Anna Kehoe and Samiksha Sharma tell you all about it. Edited by me.
The Memory Project is a project where orphanages across the world from several countries, in the past we've done the US, Ukraine, Russia, like any country, they send pictures of orphans and we draw them and then we send them back to them.
Which I think is the most cool part.
This year's Russia, which for me is very cool, very special to me because I am from Russia. So I feel sort of a connection there.
It's really far away and there's no other way I could access or give back to kids in Russia than through this project.
So last year, the country was from the US and the little girl I drew, her name was Aaliyah. She's 4 and I just loved her smile and her smile just reached her whole face to her eyes and I just saw this sweet, happy little girl and I just wanted to capture that. And then this year, this little boy, Sanval, he is 10 and he's just adorable, I just think he's so cute and I just fell in love with that little face.
They have this very beautiful smile always, and they always have unique gestures or poses, which is really fun to draw.
And we can choose any medium we want. Usually I do pencil or colored pencil.
I usually choose to go with paper, pencil, sometimes graphite, or just some color. If they like green or if they like blue, I'm gonna add splashes of it.
They usually say the color, the name, the age, and the color. Their favorite color. So last year, Aaliyah's favorite color was purple. This year, Sanval's favorite color is blue. And I like to incorporate that. For example, with Sanval's, I'm adding in a blue background.
And I remember one of my pieces, she had the prettiest hair clips, and I made them pink, and she loved pink.
One, I love the idea of just making someone's day, making someone happy. It's just such a wholesome project.
I have been doing it since sophomore year, so this is going to be my 3rd year and my 3rd child, which not my child, but it almost feels like that since I know every nook and cranny of their face and their details and what colors they love, how old they are. And I just love having that connection from someone so far away.
I do feel a connection because I am adopted, so I was an orphan once. And so I just want to, give back a little bit.
It's not that we're making art for ourselves anymore. It's more like we're giving art to someone else, which adds a really special feel to it and it's a higher sense of importance to it, and I really like that.
Seeing all these different art forms, it's really amazing to see how talented all the students are and on how amazing it is for everyone else to see it. CHS's festival play made it to semifinals, and it was awesome to see all the hardworking students put on a show at prelims, and it was really fun to watch it all come together. Video edited by Allie Moore.
The festival is a 1-act, 40-minute play, and it's basically a showcase of a whole bunch of different 40-minute plays from a bunch of different schools who participate in the festival with us.
It's about celebrating the art that the students and the teachers have been working to create.
So festival is about these women in Ireland called the Wrens of the Curragh. They lived in around 1864 Ireland, is particularly when our story is set. It involves Prince Edward Albert of Wales. And it's about how these women were outcast from society for different reasons and had to find ways to make money.
There's a lot about this show that's really interesting. I think the story is sad and it's very beautiful. And it puts a lot of women's stories in the spotlight that normally wouldn't be brought to the forefront.
Oh my gosh, this year is polar opposite from last year.
Well, in the time that I've been here, we've only done comedies thus far, so this is the first drama that we've done.
Festival is very different because it's a much smaller
cast, so everything's a lot more intimate, and the level that everyone's expected to be at is a lot higher.
It's a lot more intense. There's a lot more one-on-one time with Miss Cochran, the director.
There's definitely a lot more bonding within the cast and the crew.
There is a competitive aspect to festival.
But it's more just the fun of bringing a show together and seeing what else everyone can do.
Overall, we're gonna remember the 12 hours before awards had even started. We're gonna remember that rather than the 30-minute award ceremony at the end of the day.
Honestly, my favorite part about festival might just be the relationships that we get to form in this cast and crew.
Let's see. I would say probably the competition days are my favorite. I really like those because you get to meet a lot of people, like prelims, for example. It's super fun because it's just you spend the whole day with your best friends.
I love interacting with all the people within our own company and also with the different companies from the school.
And it's so just awesome to get to meet new people and bond over this one communal thing that we all really love to do.
The Theater Guild produced such an amazing production, from the incredible set design with projections, acting, costumes, and the lighting. That last song still gives me the chills. It's so good.
Even though I didn't audition for festival, it was great to see all the different schools come together and have a nice friendly competition.
Yes, festival is so much more than a competition. It is about community, something that brings talented people together who share the same passion.
So far this year, and in the school and after school, with arts, sports, academics, and clubs, has been going well, and this year continues to be getting better.
Yeah, and even though this is kind of a scary time with everything that's going on, there's so much more to look forward to and so many positive things that are happening around the world and in the community at CHS. And I can't wait for the rest of the school year.
From 719 News, I'm Garrett Kelly.
And Elizabeth Silva.
Signing off.